welcome. I am your director, Matthew Seeger.
And I'm the series creator, Kevin Williamson.
And together we're here to talk about the vampires of the Diaries blood.
Yes, this is a television show that will chill you to your very bones.
Quite right. Ha, 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 ha. Now we wanted to make sure that the vampire experience was as authentic as possible.
Yes.
Here's where we murdered our first man. It was important for the murders to be, how do they say, ghoulish.
We sure made some roadkill out of him, didn't we, boss?
That is right. I ate him.
And here is the first episode, and this is when we begin our frightastic journey.
I wanted to start off with not knowing who was a vampire and who was not, and then you would learn, that character, he is a vampire. That is true.
Yes, and so anyone could be a vampire. Why, even your doctor or your mailman, anyone you know could be a vampire.
That way we could keep the show going, and as you will see, there's quite a bit of the vampires. And they write things down.
Yes, they write things down in their diary, all of their mischievous evil deeds.
We wanted to open on a scene here with one of our main protagonists. See, he is a vampire, and he does not like the sun. This should be known to you.
No, we are but creatures. They are but creatures that hide in the shadows.
We thought that it was important for the vampire story to be told because there are so few depictions of vampires in the media.
Yes. Nobody quite knows what the vampires truly do when they lurk about in the shadows of the alleys and in the corners of your eyes when you can't quite see them until it is just too late.
I have to say here, as we are first meeting our characters, I wanted to make sure that we establish everyone so clearly, so that their characters will be known from the very... There's so much story to be said. One could even argue there was quite a bit at stake.
And so here we have a bright and happy kitchen, because it is only from happiness and joy that we can plunge you into horror. And look, there are our first two victims on the screen, but the people in the kitchen, they do not know what horrors live in their own backyard.
You see, when we first see the victims on the television, it is a bit of foreshadowing. There's going to be quite a few shadows before our production is complete.
And we just saw the graveyard, and who knows, maybe we'll see these characters in the graveyard soon. I just saw my name. I saw it. I am Kevin Williamson.
That is right.
It's me, Master.
It would seem as though the characters are in some sort of predicament, although even now in the light of day, who knows what will happen when things go bump in the night.
Or the day. We wanted to put bumps all over. In the morning, in the afternoon, around brunch time.
We like our bumps.
Yes. Bumpy and rough and creepy and slimy.
I wanted to make sure throughout this production that there were a healthy dose of snakes. That is a crow, but I wanted to have snakes. You will see, there will be quite a few animals, the familiars of the vampire and the vampire kind.
Yes, we wanted all sorts of animals. We wanted tarantulas and scorpions and wolves.
Here are the children. No, apologies, the children.
Slip of the tongue.
My apologies again. You will see that most of this takes place in the high school, because obviously all of the actors are of high school age.
Yes, and high school can be quite a scary time, even without the creatures of the night.
Here we have one of our other protagonists. This character will show as a foil so that we can get more dialogue out. She will establish a great many expositions.
And you know what I say about a hug, don't you, Master?
Yes.
A hug is just the beginning of strangulation.
They do not like her.
No. But perhaps she does not like them, and perhaps there are grim consequences in store, but we are just beginning.
Here we show transgressive behaviors. The young people are doing the drugs, and they will be punished, yes.
Yes. If you poison your body, well, perhaps you will lose your body altogether.
Yes.
You will notice that there is quite a lot of red on this show.
Yes.
And perhaps there will be quite more red when some of our characters are opened up a bit.
Now this character, shrouded in mystery. Here he is using the hypnotism, often known to be a method of the vampire.
Yes. Why, perhaps we are even hypnotizing you right now through this commentary.
That is correct.
Maybe you are getting very sleepy. Very sleepy. Your eyelids are getting very heavy. Very heavy. You are at peace. You are going to watch every episode of our show.
I wonder how this transaction will play. Well, I know how this transaction will play out. You see, it is important to establish these characters. We have quite a bit of time to spend with them, and they all need to learn their important television teenager lessons. Yes, blah.
Yes. And we know what so many people across America are truly afraid of, and that is a boy and a girl in the same bathroom. It's terrifying.
We knew we were going to strike straight at your heart. In time, there will be a big reveal of this mysterious character, who is almost certainly not a vampire, until we learn more about him, and, well, you will see.
Oh, certainly not any sort of fanged immortal blood drinker.
At last, we get to get a look at this man, and he has such not vampiric features. It is important to remember that he is not yet established as a vampire. He could just be anyone. We will find out.
Yes, I do not see fangs or yellow eyes. He is not being repelled by garlic. He is not assuming the form of a bat. He could not be a vampire, could he? And here we are hearing a bit of history, yes, because it is from the past where we learn from our mistakes. But if we do not learn from our mistakes, then we are doomed to repeat them. And perhaps those that are bored with history, perhaps they were around to live through it.
That is correct. All of the children are texting each other on the phones. As we saw earlier with the vehicular manslaughter, perhaps the children will be texting and they will be punished for not paying attention to the road.
Yes, Perhaps that 1 second when you look down to see your phone could be the 1 second where doom strikes you.
We are now back to our protagonist. He is walking through the cemetery. It is a very old one, far too old to be conspicuous or to still be in such good condition.
Yes, 1792. Quite a good year, wasn't it? I assume.
Ha, ha, ha.
And there she sits below statues of angels. But perhaps a devil is in store for our beautiful, wonderful hero to meet.
Here we see the image of the crow return on the grave of presumably her dead mother and father. Perhaps the grave is going to become a family matter, yes.
or perhaps that grave is empty. Perhaps she's about to get a visit from dear old Mom and Dad.
Now we see that the fog, it is coming in. The night, it approaches. The darkness is coming.
Yes, a little prematurely, shall we say.
Now our character is on the run, and look, just who of all people is watching her?
Is that just a statue? Oh, but statues cannot move, can they?
Things are really heating up now, or should we say, cooling down.
Yes. Surely that is not the shape that we saw next to the statue. He is such a kind and trusting and trustworthy young man. He could not be anything sinister, could he?
I really wanted to use that wordplay there, how the fog was making her foggy. It's the type of wordplay that is so rarely used today. I feel that the language of today, it lacks some of the, how do you say? Look, I have forgotten. Or the language, it just simply is not what it used to be so many years ago.
Yes. They have, the people, they have lost their poetry, and with the loss of poetry, they have lost so much, and they will lose so much more.
In good time, yes.
So, I remember when we made this, and there were so many delicious things at craft services.
Yes.
I remember there were so many delicious things. There was that big punch bowl full of it wasn't blood. no, it wasn't blood. And there was delicious cockroaches. I mean, conch fritters.
I wanted it important that our next protagonist, our handsome young male lead, left in such a normal human manner, that he left in such a typical amount of time after seeing the blood.
Yes. And
now we return back to his home, where he has a Mac. Yes.
Yes, not a PC, but a Macintosh. Yes, you know what they say, an apple away keeps the creepies away. So much red all over.
Now we are back in the hangout for the high school students, where some of them work and the others come to visit.
Yes, no parents to watch them, to protect them. They are all on their own. They are so vulnerable.
Now we see the characters are being punished for their past transgressions. It is only a matter of time before something else comes lurking out of the shadows. Something is coming to teach them.
Such dirty deeds, such dirty words, naughty children. Oh, naughty, naughty, you will be punished.
I see that our blonde friend has learned quite a bit about their new guest.
Yes, and she is drinking red, but it is not blood, because who would drink blood?
And we established that she lives with her aunt, which gives her more independence than the average high school student, what with her parents being dead. And here our protagonist returns again in a completely human manner.
Yes, definitely the protagonist could not be the villain. Oh, he said, did you hear that? She said he's squeamish and he said something like that. Something like that. Perhaps he is not squeamish at all.
Perhaps it is the blood.
Perhaps he is quite excited. Oh, is that a diary? Oh, but then, if this is called the Vampire Diaries, then what are we missing? What are we missing?
He speaks in such straightforward and truthful ways. I think it is important for him to establish a trust.
Yes, as they say, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Oh, it seems as though he cannot enter, as if he must be invited in. No, but she has not invited him in. She has invited him out. Perhaps that was wise of her.
Here we are establishing quite a bit of pre-existing drama, yes. We will see how the characters are related and have relations with each other.
Yes, they all have very dark and mysterious pasts, and we will learn bit by bit what they have done. But perhaps sometimes we will learn too late.
I was hoping in this scene that we could establish some of the characters and their new relation to, specifically within the context of this new character. He will give them an opportunity to show their interests and how they seem to operate with each other. But there are so many ideas, so many things to save later for the show. They had to wait. I had to put some of them back in the coffin, if you will.
Yes, we had to save so many things for later. Some of them ended up on the cutting room floor. Yes, we had to slash the script to pieces. Such strength. What sort of strength could those arms do? Oh, mutilation.
Here we are establishing that the totally normal human beings are often suspicious of each other.
Yes, you will notice that the town is called Mystic Falls. Yes, perhaps talking about a psychic mystic who can predict when doom is around the corner, or detect dark forces in motion. Or perhaps it just speaks to a mystery that you must solve, or else meet an untimely fate. Here we have some music. We wanted the music to be all on pipe organ, but the producers wouldn't allow us.
Yeah.
Yes, you, Mr. Ziga, you play such beautiful pipe organ music, don't you?
Well, thank you. Yes, I have been practicing for quite a few years. Now that you mention it.
Yes.
Now, here we thought the character has seen a photograph of a young lady from the 1800s who looks so much like our young female lead. This is an idea that has never been done before in a vampire story.
Ah, and what could it mean? Perhaps it is just a coincidence. And perhaps he has not noticed. Or perhaps he has noticed. Perhaps that is why he is there. Perhaps that is why she is there.
Oh, it seems as if our young female lead is in trouble. She does not know the answers, so... Oh, and look who came in to rescue her, to sweep her up, if you will.
He seems to know quite a lot about death and massacres, right down to the very last person. Oh, and he knows about that too. Perhaps he does not need to learn history. Perhaps he experienced history.
Look at that. He is making the teacher look rather silly.
I have to say, it's pretty racist how the teacher just has a Confederate flag on his desk. I mean, that's just wrong, man.
No, I agree. We wanted to establish his character as being a dick.
Yes. But, you know, it is another red thing, so, I mean, there is that, you know.
We'll take what we can get.
Yeah, you know, they're talking about the Civil War. I mean, maybe it's not supposed to be a permanent installation, but, you know, still, you know, we gotta please all the markets.
Now the children, in the night, they are playing and drinking and having their games. But they should not be doing this. Time will tell if they are going to pay for their behavior.
Yes, they have made a fire, and it burns and consumes just as their passions burn and possibly consume them.
Now our lead is going to be offered a drink, but something tells me he will not take it. I have a feeling there's but one thing that he prefers to drink.
Yes, oh, they are going to use a bottle as a crystal ball. Oh. Now she sees a crow, just as we have seen a crow. Oh, they think that they are drunk, but perhaps they are peering behind the curtain of reality into the great beyond.
And now it is time for us to see, oh, and look, he has returned in such a normal and human time. It is as though he walks around just as everyone else does. It is important to maintain this level of realism.
Yes, yes.
It is strange that a friend is psychic, yet this was not brought up until it was relevant to the plot.
Yes, you never know when you will learn something new, or perhaps something dark and sinister, even about the ones that you keep very close.
Here are friends who do the drugs, and our third little drug man is watching. He wishes to be with them, but he is not, and he knows that they are both far more, into the darkness than he is. Let's see where the darkness takes them to.
Further into the woods, away from prying eyes, away where no one can hear them scream. Further, deeper, darker, as all creepy things look at them. Well, you know, after they walk through the lighted bridge here, you know, they eventually will be in the woods. You know how it is.
I have a feeling that not everyone is coming back from this party in a good mood. I think some of them are coming back a bit stiff.
They might feel a bit drained when it's over.
That is the way they will feel.
Oh, he cannot always look her in the eyes, can he? Oh, it seems that he knows more about her than perhaps she knows about herself.
Now that we have established that our young man is on the bridge, in the lights, with the young lady, it is curious to know if something bad were to happen to these two, whomever would be conducting such an action.
Oh, looks like he is trying to get something that is not his.
Ah.
Perhaps he will get his in the end, though. But for real, kids, always ask for consent. And always check in, just in case they change their mind.
We see our poor characters, they are so sad, but she should not go off alone.
No.
Time will tell what will happen to her. And here are the falls of Mystic Falls.
Yes, and they tumble downwards. If one were to fall into the falls, I do not think that they would get back up. Perhaps they would never be found again.
It is interesting to see the backstory of the other young man. It is as if he will create conflict as they go moving forward.
Yes, you'll never know what's in someone's past, what deeds that they have done, what evils they have seen, or what evils they have committed.
We see our new friend is having a difficult time keeping his urges to himself. He is angry. It is as if he is seeing red.
Yes, or perhaps he wants to be seeing red. Oh, looks like she has water. Oh, the fog.
Yes, the fog.
Perhaps that
returns.
is a portent.
Perhaps for being promiscuous and for doing drugs and taking the alcohol, she shall be punished for conducting herself in such a way. But we already know that the young man who we have liked and observed so much is probably not to blame.
Oh, he could not be. But who is this? Perhaps it is the disrespectful young man who was trying to take advantage of her. Or perhaps it is someone who is trying to take advantage of her in a different way. Oh, it seems as though there are some members of the party who have split a bit early.
Now here she is with her ex-boyfriend, whom she has quite a bit of attention. He does not like the new man, and time will tell how he's going to react to him being around.
I remember when I first created this character, I wanted him to have a missing arm that would spew blood in everyone's eyes.
I liked your ambition and creativity, but
Yes.
unfortunately the men who control all the money, they did not share our vision.
No, they said that he would bleed out and that we could not use him in subsequent episodes.
It was unfortunate. It was really the vision I had in my mind.
Yes, so much blood.
It is interesting. Ah, she is a fresh meat, if you will. I want to make sure I got in a line like that.
This was nothing like when I was a teenager. When I was a teenager, my mother, she would tighten the chains around my wrists, and she would whip me and tell me that I was a disfigured, naughty boy. Perhaps she was right.
Now we see Vicky was attacked, but it was not by anyone who we know here at the party. At least, no one who we think it was.
Maybe Vicky is short for victim.
My oh my, he looks more than a little suspicious.
Yes.
And as the townspeople gather around a fire, perhaps they will bring that fire back to our friend's mansion. Have you ever heard of such a story?
It seems that he lives in quite an old home. Perhaps he comes from quite an old family.
And so the crow is returned. Perhaps we will get some identification to the man in question.
Oh, demon. It sounds a bit like demon. And look, they are related. We did not know he had a brother.
So many questions have been answered.
Yes. Was he really controlling the fog, or was he the fog? But how do they know about the 90s? How do they know about the 90s if they are teenagers now?
That is correct. It is almost as if they have been around for a bit longer.
Yes. It seems that he is quite mischievous and enjoys causing problems for his brother.
I guess time will tell how these two will learn to interact. For it is clear that at some point all their characters are going to meet Damon.
Yes. And perhaps he will be the last person that they meet.
And now that we have established that it is Animal Control who is responding to the party, it is presumed that they think it is yet another animal. But what animal indeed?
Yes. You know what they say the most dangerous animal is man. But perhaps it is someone who is more than or less than a man. You know, in retrospect, I probably shouldn't have given the powers to the only minority character. I mean, that is a little bit problematic.
I can see how that might... I think we're going to work it out in a bit later.
Yes, the fans seem to be responding to it quite well.
Oh, another character. I wonder who Catherine was. Oh, she was the picture. I remember because I directed this and I know what happens. Now we see our two vampire brothers are fighting. They are upset with each other.
Yes. Wait, did you say they were vampires?
No.
No, they could not be. What has happened to us? Okay, they're vampires. You figured it out. Didn't see that coming, did you? Nobody sees vampires coming until it is too late.
We see that these vampires have very conflicting ideas of what they are supposed to be.
Yes, and it makes us wonder, is there any such thing as a good monster?
I suppose in time we will tell.
Yes, perhaps there is only such thing as a temporarily good monster until they give in to their sinister nature.
Oh, and so we learn that the ring, it is important. It is the reason that they can be awake during the day. Well, that is interesting. Perhaps it is a new form of magic we will learn about later. Yes.
Oh, and he gives him the ring back. But why would he do that?
I guess he's a bit pissed.
And now we learn that he does not feed on people. But what does he feed upon? Perhaps he feeds upon puppy dogs or kitty cats.
No.
Perhaps when you think that your pet has been run over, something else has happened to it.
Now we see the children. They are leaving the party of the night. Although he is still drinking when there are police and the officers, which is an interesting decision, but time will tell how this will work out.
Yes, oh, he has disposed of the evidence, hasn't he? Oh, it seems that she is doing a bit of fortune-telling herself, isn't she?
Yes.
Seems as if our friend Jeremy may meet the bad end that she predicts for him.
I wanted to make sure that the characters were still learning to develop what their relationship would be, as she is his sister and he is her brother, yes.
Yes, there are many kinds of brothers. There are brothers in arms and blood brothers.
Now, although we have not seen these two characters interact until this point directly, it is clear that they are friends. Perhaps as time goes on, we will learn that there is quite a bit more subtlety than the over-the-top persona that the blonde woman has put on so far.
Yes, who knows what lurks beneath the surface? Our faces are but masks that we put on to hide our true natures.
I'm glad as we learn more about these characters as they talk to each other and we see their hopes and fears, their insecurities, that it is so much different than anything else we've ever seen on the television before. And now as the poor girl is wounded on the neck,
Yes.
time will tell how she turns out. Perhaps she is all right when she emerges, or perhaps she will come back as a vampire.
Maybe. The rules vary from, fiction to fiction in terms of becoming a vampire. Sometimes it just takes one bite. Perhaps this is that kind of fiction. Oh, and now we have a diary.
How fitting that is how the show, one could even say it was book ended. And so new mysteries are opened as very few of them are revealed in their truth. So much more of it remains hidden in the shadows. Luckily, we have so many more seasons of the show to uncover them.
Yes, many, many more seasons for all eternity.
Clearly, it's quite a bit of unresolved problems that quite a few people are going to have to learn a thing or two about.
Oh, it looks like our girl here who wanted attention is going to get quite a lot of attention, but perhaps it is the wrong kind of attention.
Yes, blah. Who knows how many more times she will be writing in her diary? Perhaps it will even become, as they like to say, a vampire diary. And so we see the beginnings of a new relationship.
Yes, but he still cannot enter, can he?
No, not until he is invited. And so our story has room to continue on another day.
Will she invite him in? Ah! You must be careful who you invite in. Who knows how long they will stay or what they will do.